Greetings. I would like to give you a little tour of the new template that we are working on for Blackboard. This template would be rolled out to new courses, but it also could be used to refresh any current courses. The logic behind how we put it together is driven in part by what the folks at Alfred State has done with their Blackboard. And their logic was taking into account everything that's in the Oscar rubric as well as what Middle State's requirements are. So hopefully you can follow my logic as I'm telling you about this. But I think it's a very clean template and something that would help students be able to find information quicker and more consistency, which would drive up retention and completion. So let me show you. So this is the template. The first section on here is the home page, and that hasn't changed, but we're considering removing that. We'd just love to have some of your feedback. Next is announcements. This would be the normal announcements that you would find in class. Important information. So we've broken this out from the lesson that was previously created and broke it out. It's easier to work with. You can easier link to things, and it's expandable for your particular course. So naturally, we want a welcome message. We'd be encouraging faculty to have text and video to show off what's going on there. This instructions, this is hidden. That can be deleted later. As we move on down, we want to encourage students to go check out their readiness for online courses. And this would take them to Smarter Measures, part of the Open SUNY, which is a very detailed, in-depth look at a particular, whether or not they can do online courses. This technical help, I'll pop this up into a new window. This technical help, we are going to flesh this out a little bit and make sure that it's accurate, but we want to give students a really good idea of all the technical issues that they, or tools that they'll be using, and kind of, provide them with as much instruction as possible so they have a good start. Now we get into the essential course material. The course description, objectives, that would come from the syllabus. So in the Oscar rubric, they talk about having a printable syllabus, but also have it broken out into its individual sections. So we've created space where an instructor can go and update those. Required textbooks, course schedules, learning activities, what type of activities it would be, how they'll be evaluated, so links maybe to rubrics or other instruction so they know how they'll be evaluated, what the grading process is. Feedback expectations. This is missing in a lot of courses, so we wanted to pop this in. Students should have an expectation on when a faculty member will get back to them. And if you just spell that out, it'll keep them calm and keep those frantic messages down. A couple other tools. We want to really hone in on this idea of online student and what characteristics make a good online student, and try to encourage them in that direction. And naturally, netiquette, which netiquette is tied back also to the Oscar rubric, and it's something that we need to be talking about in our courses. Student policies. So we brought everything under one document, and basically it's links to all the various student policies. If there's things that are missing, we can certainly add them, and we would be happy to do so. So let us know. But these include more than what is typically out there right now. Links to research and library tips. So this research and library tips This is being maintained by the library, and so we're linking to that, and they'll spell out what ways that students can use the library, and then other instructions that we have on how to forward email, how to access the email, how to get their grades, and we'll be adding others as we know them. We may roll these up into one so we can expand on it a little easier without negatively affecting your course. But the intent for this section is, faculty members, once this is rolled out, they can add to this. They can go ahead and, there's a section dealing with technology help. Maybe you're using a special program. You can add another document in there just focusing on that program, which is very much in line with the Oscar rubric. Next link, the syllabus. So this is where you would put your syllabus. The calendar, showing the various events on the calendar, what's going on, and a link to discussion boards. So have that right up front. Any discussion boards that are ongoing in the class, as soon as they roll out, you can have that appear there. So the next section is the course broken down into modules. So we have the 16 modules. This is very flexible in the fact that, say you have a student success seminar that is only going for 5 weeks. You could basically hide from the students these other modules or weeks. So you only have to deal with 5 weeks. Maybe you have a 10-week student success seminar. So you would show that for 10 weeks and hide the last 6 weeks. Or you can just leave it for all 16 weeks. So it's very flexible. This could be used in an online course, a face-to-face course. It really just does not matter. There's a lot of flexibility here. So what we've done with this particular section is we've also broken it down. So in the modules, and each module has the same format, we have this broken into 5 different folders. The first is the student learning objectives and outcomes. So spelling out right away in each module what that week is covering, what the student objectives are, because there's a lot of, I've heard a lot of discussions that students are really not aware how this all fits into the objectives that you spelled out and what the outcomes are. So this makes it very transparent. You link to that. Next section is course materials. Any course materials that you have, you would go ahead and put it under that particular folder. That way it doesn't matter which module it is in, it's very consistent, and it doesn't matter if they go from one course to another. If everyone's doing it the same way, they know where course materials can be found. Same thing for your assignments. Do you have your students doing various activities? They have papers to hand in, they've got different homework assignments. This is where you'd put those. Any interactive activities like discussion boards or wikis or blogs, this is where you would put those under discussion and interactive activities. And then finally, this is where you'd put your quizzes and exams and have that there. So each of these weeks is identically the same. They have these folders. It's very clean. Students know where to go find information. Next section is My Grades. So My Grades, this is where students would come to take a look at their particular grades, and that's where they can find that. Faculty contact. Here, the intent here is to put your faculty contact information. How can they find you? How can they go ahead and connect with you? This, if we put it in the same place, they know for every faculty how to get a hold of them. The normal email, this is the Blackboard's email. That'll tell them how to connect with other people and how to connect with the instructor. The student supports, this JCC student support, this is our concierge service. So if a student is having trouble with the course, we encourage them to kind of reach out for us. That takes a little bit of load off you. And, if we can help them with a problem, we will. If not, we will, touch base with you as the instructor to help them out. But you as the instructor, you can fill this out, select on that and click next, and you give us information on what the problem is, and we will go back and help that particular student. JCC Help Desk. This is just basically information on the JCC Help Desk, how to get help when you need it. SUNY Help Desk, that's a higher level. If you totally understand that it's broken at the SUNY level, or you're trying to get special assistance from SUNY, this is what you would use. And then finally we have tutorials. So in a nutshell, that is our template that we're hoping to roll out. What we would like you to do is take a look at it. If you have suggestions for improving it, we'd love to hear it. Send them to me. And we would like to be able to roll this out maybe in the summer, so folks can prep for their fall courses. We think this is a good template. That is an improvement over the things that we have been doing. We've been looking at what we've been doing in the past. We've learned a lot of lessons, and now this is the next iteration. So thank you very much. Sound okay?